Right now, while you sleep, your late-night habits, especially your snacks, might be silently working against you. It's not something most people think about. In fact, most men over 60 don't even see the signs until the symptoms hit hard. You might notice slower arousal, a dip in morning energy, that lingering fatigue that doesn't make sense even after a full night's sleep. Or maybe it's something more subtle: numbness, tightness, or a dull feeling in the pelvic region. These aren't just random signs of aging. They're red flags that your blood flow, especially below the waist, is struggling. But here's what I've discovered after more than 20 years helping men in their 60s, 70s, and beyond. The real issue may not be your age. It may be what you're eating in the evening. I've worked with over 3,000 men in my clinic. Different backgrounds, different lifestyles. But the same pattern keeps showing up: late-night meals and snacks that slowly choke off healthy blood flow, making it harder to stay active, energized, and intimately connected. The good news is that your body has the ability to rebuild circulation naturally. Not with pills, not with expensive procedures, but with food. Specific foods many already in your kitchen can act like overnight repair crews. While you rest, these foods go to work. They open up blood vessels, deliver oxygen, rebuild tissue, and they do it without any risky side effects. In fact, 5 simple nighttime foods may hold the key to restoring healthy blood flow, especially where you need it most. One food combo even boosts nitric oxide, a powerful blood vessel relaxer, by 34% in just 48 hours. Now let's take a closer look at the first of these foods: fatty fish. Think salmon, sardines, mackerel. They're more than just healthy proteins. For men over 60, these fish are nutritional power tools. They're packed with omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA, which directly support blood vessel function, reduce inflammation, and promote oxygen-rich blood flow to your most vital regions. Consider Robert, a 64-year-old from Ohio. He came to my clinic feeling like his body was gradually shutting down. His legs felt heavy. He woke up tired. Intimacy was no longer something he looked forward to. He assumed it was aging until we looked at his diet. Lots of chicken and beef. No fish. Ever. He didn't grow up with it, didn't know how to cook it, and frankly wasn't interested. But once we added just 2 to 3 servings of fatty fish to his evening meals each week, things changed. He began sleeping better, had more morning energy, and even noticed improved sensitivity and confidence in his private life. That's because omega-3 salve are more than nutrients. They feed the lining of your blood vessels. They help reduce vessel stiffness and enhance blood flow, particularly during the hours your body naturally heals overnight. Salmon, for example, provides about 2,000 milligrams of omega-3 salve per serving, enough to create measurable differences in circulation. And despite outdated fears, moderate fish intake 2 to 3 servings weekly is perfectly safe. Research from the American Heart Association and Harvard backs this up. Even men who've avoided seafood for years have seen rapid improvements once they began including fatty fish in the evening. Now, let's shift to something warm and simple that you can sip before bed: ginger and turmeric tea. These 2 ancient herbs are more than just spices. Together, they're a circulation-boosting powerhouse. Ginger contains gingerol, a compound that naturally opens blood vessels. Turmeric is loaded with curcumin, one of nature's most potent anti-inflammatory compounds. Curcumin works deep inside the body to reduce chronic inflammation, which silently damages blood vessels and blocks nitric oxide production. When ginger and turmeric are combined in a warm tea sipped about 2 to 3 hours before bed, they help soothe inflammation, open up circulation, and allow healing to take place through the night. Ginger enhances the absorption of curcumin, and curcumin amplifies ginger's effects. It's a two-way synergy that deeply supports blood flow, especially to the lower body. James, a retired contractor, was 72 when he first came to see me. His legs felt like anchors. Heavy. His words, not mine. He was tired, frustrated, and afraid that his body was leaving him behind. So we started simple. 1 cup of ginger turmeric tea each night. Within 3 weeks, the heaviness was gone. He had more energy. And he described what he called a quiet return of confidence. His body felt lighter, more responsive. Timing matters. Drinking this tea 2 to 3 hours before bed allows the anti-inflammatory compounds to go to work without interfering with sleep. It also helps reduce nighttime cold feet, pelvic tightness, and the dullness that comes with poor circulation. Start slow if you're on medications or have sensitivities. 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric, 1/2 teaspoon of ginger per cup is enough to begin seeing benefits. Another food that may surprise you, berries. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries. These bright fruits are among nature's most concentrated sources of anthocyanins, powerful plant compounds that directly improve blood vessel function. These nutrients strengthen the inner lining of your arteries, reduce inflammation, and enhance nitric oxide production. Thomas, a 68-year-old former accountant, was skeptical when I recommended he try berries each night. He wasn't sleeping well, had leg heaviness, and said his energy had plummeted. But after just a few weeks of eating 1 cup of mixed berries about 2 hours before bed, his energy returned. He slept better. And his legs felt lighter. He hadn't changed anything else. Just the berries. Anthocyanins in berries work quickly. They relax vessels, ease blood pressure, and allow smoother blood flow, especially in your pelvic region. Just be careful with frozen varieties. Choose those without added sugars. Natural sugar in berries is fine and won't spike blood sugar the same way processed sweeteners do. If digestion is sensitive, start with 1/2 cup. Another food that supports nighttime blood flow is walnuts. Often seen as just snacks, walnuts are actually biologically active foods. They contain L-arginine, a key amino acid your body needs to make nitric oxide. They also contain ALA, a plant-based omega-3 that fights inflammation and keeps blood vessels flexible. During the day, your nitric oxide levels decline. By evening, blood vessels stiffen. Circulation slows. But eating a handful of walnuts, about 14 halves or 1 ounce in the evening, gives your body the building blocks it needs to restore nitric oxide overnight. The result? Improved blood flow, lighter legs, better energy, and stronger function where it matters. 1 ounce is enough. More than that can upset digestion or add too many calories. If you're allergic to tree nuts, skip walnuts entirely. And if you're new to eating them, start with small amounts to test tolerance. Now let's talk about a food most people eat wrong: tomatoes. More specifically, cooked tomatoes. Tomatoes are rich in lycopene, a powerful antioxidant. But lycopene becomes most potent when tomatoes are heated. Cooking increases its bioavailability by up to 23 times. When eaten in the evening, cooked tomatoes, think tomato soup, stewed tomatoes, or roasted with olive oil, support nitric oxide production and help blood vessels relax. Lycopene also helps block the enzyme ACE, which contributes to high blood pressure and stiff arteries. In clinical studies, eating cooked tomato products improved endothelial function by over 50%. Blood pressure dropped. Circulation improved. And many patients felt the difference in their legs, hands, and even in their bedroom performance. Just remember, cook your tomatoes with olive oil. Lycopene is fat-soluble. Olive oil boosts absorption and amplifies the benefits. If you're sensitive to nightshades or have an allergy to tomatoes, you'll want to avoid this one. Otherwise, eating a tomato-based meal 3 to 4 hours before bed is one of the most powerful ways to support overnight vascular repair. Now, all of this comes down to one key truth: knowing what to do is not enough. You have to act. You could listen to this message 10 times, but if those foods never make it onto your plate, nothing changes in your body. Circulation improves when you act, and every night you wait is another missed opportunity for healing.